Krone makes a lot of equipment. This is not one of their pieces. Hi, I'm Arthur. Welcome to my farming sim channel. I have a couple channels. I got World of Tanks going on. Sometimes I do spin tires. I'm also going to be adding Euro Truck Simulator here. I also have a small website that hosts some of these mods. Any mod that you see in my videos going forward is going to be able, you're going to be able to download them from my web page, ad-free. One of the issues with some of these mods is that, you know, when you go to get them, you are bombarded with viruses and ads. So I'm going to be eliminating that by having my own website. The website address is gameworld.artkatpc.com. So artcat, cat with a K, pc.com. So gameworld.artkatpc.com. The link will be in the description below, so don't get too worried or bent out of shape about trying to write it down. It will be down there for you. And you can just go to the page and download this tractor. All right, so this is a review of the Krone BiG L500. This is a fictional piece of equipment. It does not exist in real life. I think it's the only fictional piece of equipment that I own in my inventory for this game. We're looking at version 1.9 here. It seems like the author has ended the updates at 1.9. It's been a couple months, and this is the latest one that I see out there. So if there is a newer one that comes out, I will definitely give you an update and put it up on the website so that you have the newest one. But this is currently the newest one available. What is this thing? Well, unlike the Krone BiG M, which is a real device and it's a mower, this one is fictitious, but it does two things. It's not only a mower, but it is also a collector. So what you're going to do is you're going to mow the grass with the front end, and then the back end, you can see this tube leading up, picks it up, and puts it into the back of this amazing, huge collector, which is basically just this tipper. You can see the Bergman here. It's very similar to the Bergman, but it puts it in here. So the question's going to be for you, why on earth would you buy this piece of equipment? Well, if you want to keep your lawn neat, you can do that with this, but it's a little big to get around the farm. So if you're mowing up by the house or trying to go between fountains and stuff, this thing is huge. The real reason why you're going to use this mower is because you want to collect grass for your cows and also for the biofuel plant. As you know, and if you haven't seen my tutorial on silage, please be sure to check that out on my channel. I have a tutorials playlist. I'm also going to be posting it on my website. You'll see a tutorial section there where you're going to see the silage explained and why we do silage, how to do silage, different ways of doing it. This is one of those methods for collecting grass to make silage. And when you give it to the bioplant or sell it at the bioplant, you make tons of money. In fact, it's aside from anything else in the game or above anything else in the game, there's nothing that makes more money than making silage. It's not easy to do, but it's not super hard either. But it's easier than lumber for sure, and you make more money. So let's go ahead and take this thing for a ride. So it's very basic in operation. You can raise and lower the mower, which I think, yeah, there we go. Sometimes you have to, it's weird. Sometimes you have to press it twice. So you notice here I pressed it once and it didn't lower, and I pressed it again and it did lower. So there it goes up. There it goes down. The other thing you can do is you can fold it up. So it'll raise and it'll fold. You can hear there, the sound that you're hearing is the mowers being turned on and off. It's a pretty noisy unit. All right, so let's go ahead and drive this thing down, and lights on for safety. It does have all-wheel steering, as you can see here. Makes it a little bit easier to handle. However, the handling gets a little wonky, and you can see here it accelerates like a Ferrari, but then it only goes up to about 15 miles an hour, which is, I don't know, it's a little weird. It seems like I would think it would accelerate it a little slower. I don't know, whatever. But here's where the problems come in. Okay, so first of all, it slides out really easily. Second problem, when you let go of the gas, the brakes slam on. So watch this. When I let go, the wheels are going to stop moving. That's an issue. Let's go ahead and unfold it. While it's unfolding, we'll take a look around the cockpit here. Very nice Krone cockpit. I think it's the standard Krone cockpit from the Krone BiG X. He pretty much copied it off of that, which is fine. All right, so now we're ready to mow. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our little help menu on, and we're going to enable, if you disable the grass pickup, you're just mowing, and it's going to leave a big swath of unmowed grass. Well, that makes a mess. and it doesn't let you collect anything. And you would want to do that. If you're going to do that, it's because you're going to come back later with a tedder and a windrower, and then you're going to collect hay and make bales or whatever you want to do with your hay. But that's why you would want to disable the grass pickup. But we want to have it enabled. So let's go ahead and hop back out, and we're going to lower the mower, hitting it twice, and then I'm going to put it on cruise control. The max speed when you're mowing is 6 miles per hour. You can see as we mow, the back is going to start filling up. There it is. It is not animated. So some of these have those the bottom rails there that spin or move when the tractor moves. That's not happening, but whatever. I mean, that's just how it is. So I have a couple issues with this mod. The first being, one, it's not real. It's a mythical beast. That's okay. If you can handle it, it does look like it's a real unit. But it's not real. And so first of all, if you're a purist, this is not going to make you happy. Secondly, my second issue with this mod is that it's fairly low res. It's better than the John Deere. It has some texture to it, but it's not really good looking texture. It's kind of, parts of it look nice, like the cabin looks real sharp. The area around the cockpit looks nice, but then you get to the back end and it's just kind of dirty, low res junk. And then the Krone symbol looks nice. It's kind of weird. But once again, this is an author just making it up, and that's cool. They did the best they could, and I think they did a good job. It's really not terrible. It's not great either, but it's good. Last issue, well, it's two issues really. The first is in the amount of grass it collects. As you can see, we've only been going a short distance, and this thing is almost already 12% full. Well, 100% full is 80,000 kilograms of grass. So this thing takes the grass that you're picking up, and it doubles or triples the amount of yield that you would get out of a normal mower. If I were to take a tractor with a mower on the front and a trailer attached to it and do the same thing I'm doing here, it would take me 2 to 3 times as long to collect as much grass. Now, the Krones in general do give you a bonus, maybe like a 1.5 bonus. So if I mowed the same grass with my Krone BiG X and the mower attachment, I still would get a little bit more than I get with a normal mower. But this thing, it seems like it's cheating. I mean, look, we're already 20% full. 16,000 kilos of grass. That is, to put that in perspective, and of course it's really loud too. Now you can hear when I turn it off how much quieter it is. I'm like yelling to get over the volume. That's another bug. This Pottinger is 21,300 kilos. So this thing is almost to that capacity already, and we've only mowed one line. We haven't even done more than one line yet, so that's an issue. The last issue, of course, is the price. And if we go in here to our mod section where we buy it, and we go under mowers, because it's listed under mowers, look at the price on that thing. And we talked about this when I showed you this in one of my videos before, but because this is just dedicated to this, I want to go over this again. It's only $158,000 for this giant piece of equipment. How is that possible? It doesn't add up. For example, let's take a look at the other Krone equipment. I've got this Krone BiG M. It's the mower. We're going to go over that soon in another review. This is $354,380. This seems more in line with what the Krone equipment really costs. Now, if I go back and I go to my, went too far back. If I go back and I go to my, the regular non-modded harvesters, and I go to the Krone BiG X, which does the same thing, but it has to have its own, it doesn't have its own trailer. This guy is $415,000. So at $158,000, this tractor is way underpriced. So when you combine the fact that it gathers too much grass and the fact that the price is too low, it turns into an issue of the tractor just being unrealistic, or even in a sense overpowered, if you will. It collects too much for the price that you pay. Now, if I went out and spent $500,000 on this piece of equipment, I would expect that it would collect more grass and do a better job mowing than any other piece of equipment in the game. But it doesn't cost that. It costs less than $250,000. It costs less than my house. It costs. So you see my point. It's too cheap for what it is. It needs to be more expensive. And so you can edit that. You can go into the files and go into the information files and change how much the thing costs. I haven't done it myself, and I don't use this as much anymore now that I found the Krone BiG X and I have all the attachments for it. I don't really need this thing anymore. But if you're looking for a way to get into silage and cheap, for sure, this is definitely the cheapest way to get. In fact, if you were to buy a mower and buy, or a tractor that was going to be dedicated to a mower with a collection trailer and a mower, you're looking at $300,000 about, roughly, to have a mower that's powerful enough. And even if you just use the base Dutz Far, you're still going to buy $200,000 with the mower heads and the trailer and all that stuff. This is just, it's too cheap. They didn't think about that when they priced it. So here we are, 40% full. I think that's good enough for the video. We're going to pick this up and drive it back to the station here, and we'll dump it off, and I'll show you where the silage goes. Once again, you need to watch my silage tutorial if you are interested in why I do this or why you need to mow the grass. But yeah, so if you're a purist, you're not going to like this mod. It's going to bother you. If you're like me and you're kind of in between, like, okay, well, you know, it looks kind of real, I guess it could function like a real one, well, then, you know, you'd probably be okay with this guy. One other issue that I have, and I found this with a couple pieces of equipment that are even in-game, that are not mods, I can't refuel this. I have not been able to successfully refuel one of these yet. You pull up next to it, and the fuel thing never shows up. So I know that they're working on that. They've said that they're working on that in the forums, but that's a bug. So there, so I just dumped all the grass that I collected in there. It's about halfway full. And it's compacted, and we're all good. So that is, in essentially what the Krone BiG L is. It's a giant mower. It has bad visibility when you fold those up. But it's a useful piece of equipment, and it is something that you may want to use on your farm, especially if you need to mow grass for silage. It's a good way to do it, and cheap. It's a lot cheaper than, you know, growing the corn and then harvesting the corn with a forager like the Krone BiG X or the John Deere 7180. This is a way to just use grass, and you could plant your field with grass. The nice thing about doing grass is that you don't ever have to reseed it, and you don't ever have to fertilize it. Once you plant a field with grass, it stays grass. So you just go down there every day and mow it. But depends on how you want to attack it. To be honest with you, I got bored mowing. I wanted to do more. So I kind of like the way the Krone BiG X and the John Deere Forager work, because I plant a crop, I fertilize the crop, I grow the crop, I come back, and there's more steps to it, but it's a little more fun because you're actually playing the game. Here I feel like you're just mowing and 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 mowing. Makes money, but it's boring. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Be sure to subscribe. I will be coming out with more mods pretty much daily if I can, or every couple days, so that you guys have stuff to download. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe.